Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, it is the final day of the grandest party of them all, Season 37 coming to a close, and of course, we're using the big dog, KIZARU. Once again, Logias are getting massive buffs. Fishermen and War Government are also getting buffs, but look, they're not as relevant as Logia. Free Spirit, Cerebrals, quick side characters get massive buffs, as well as a huge team buff, provided you have a leader that is of said Logia type. And KIZARU, obviously with the extra 40% reduction to his burst and an extra burst under his belt, he's by far the best leader. He's just so dominant in the game mode when the Logia class is buffed, or Admiral, whichever one that gives him a buff. You just run KIZARU. Shooters are so strong. The Psi Admiral team is just absolutely ridiculous. And then the strength team down the bottom there is also very strong, which KIZARU is also boosting as well. Don't have a whole heap of like quick and Psi characters besides the second team. Like the big reason I like using the Admiral team is for the death shots, but the fact that Psi is boosted as well. We're getting a lot of buffs there. And then with the quick characters on the shooter team and then the free spirit characters over on the strength team, we're also getting some really nice buffs there. So KIZARU, he's the man, he's the way to go. So if you haven't done your fights already, make sure to use him. And remember, use the auto edit strat and change your leaders every single day. It just helps everyone out. With that said, let's dive in. All right, so look, we're gonna have to face a leader. Wiping an Ace is obviously boosted this season. Quick Luffy's burst isn't overly scary, neither is the Psi Luffy. But I think taking on Quick Luffy is probably the best shot here. It's going to be a nice little fight because obviously we get to go up against an actual leader, but not one that is getting the disgusting buffs for the season, with Luffy obviously being Mythical Zoan rather than being Paramecia or anything like that. So there are a lot of Fishman leaders that you can really rock. I think they did this for the new PvP Jinbei, but I don't even think he has a GP leader or GP burst. Bit of a missed opportunity. I feel like PvP Legends, they should just give them really good GP burst and GP leader skills. I feel like that would just give them a lot more viability and a lot more people would summon for them. But unfortunately, like I said, I can't really think of any Fishmen that have any decent leader skill at all. Maybe the Quick Jinbei from the Memories of the Straw Hat Celebration. He might have something, but like I said, Fishmen, the tag is just, it's so tiny. So as you can see there, once Kuzan goes, it's basically curtains. The shooter team's going so quick that we're not even, 30 seconds into the fight, and we're already popping off death damage specials. Like, so crazy. So we could easily just use a burst here and win. But we still have Lulu. Okay, wow. The AI is just like, nah, dude. You're killing me way too quick. I'm going to throw out a burst. So shooters are a bit squishy. So if they do get hit with a burst, it can be a little bit problematic, especially when the burst gives them cooldown and gives them actual specials. But we have Usopp Lilith ready to go too. So Usopp Lilith should stop a lot of the shenanigans they're trying to do. Plus, this quick team is just, it's a bit wonky. Quick in general is wonky, but this team particularly is extra wonky. SBS also on the team, so well, actually no, that's the quick SBS, isn't it? So unless it's the super special, we're not getting the extra buffs from Lulu, but easy peasy win there. We're going to go into the second fight, have to deal with a whole bunch of bursts, but like I said, we have our burst ready to go, so shouldn't be too challenging there. Plus, again, the Psi Admiral team works so well. If you guys are missing something like Akainu, the PvP Akainu, you can easily just substitute Esper on this particular team, and then not have to worry about all the Admiral stuff. But Esper obviously works really well on the shooter team. So you have Akainu, he's a great fit over here, provided you have KIZARU, Garp, and then another Admiral or Navy unit for that last slot there. I'm using Hina, but another really good option is the Fuji and Green Bull unit that everyone got for free for the 11th anniversary. So, alright, take a GP burst here, is what it is. Ignores defense, whatever. Let's throw this out. Now, the amount of nerfs that KIZARU gives is absolutely ridiculous. Plus, he does a butt ton of damage. So, we're going to Action Bind, Special Bind, Paralyze. The only character that didn't get hit there is Cracker, who is probably the least relevant character on the team. Everyone else has some sort of scariness about them. The rest of the team is just going to melt. We're going to have to deal with another burst, which, by the look of this one, like didn't really do all that much damage. Almost got our next burst ready to go. Once we have our next burst, we basically just win. Alright, beautiful. We'll wait for the other units to come in. Damn, I kind of just got the double revive on Luffy. Absolutely crazy. And the enemy pretty much can't do anything now. The 6,000 damage honestly might kill a lot of the characters too. Yeah. Very nice. There's not a lot of characters in the game that are immune to both paralysis, action bind, and special bind. So Kizaru's burst, it just works so well because you're always hitting everyone with something. First fight in the bag. Beautiful stuff. Alright, once again we have to verse an actual leader. I'm thinking for this... You know, we'll keep the train going with Luffy's. I don't have a lot of free spirit characters on my team except for that middle slot there. And a lot of them are immune to forced out. So the last fight being int, from what I can see, strength team should be fine against that. But I don't think we'll get to that particular point. Well, what are we rocking? We're rocking free spirit first. With Wano Law. Very interesting. We don't have a lot of driven. We don't have a lot of powerhouse at all, except for our bench. So Wano Law's not doing a lot. Plus, he's not giving a lot of cooldown to the enemy team. Oh no, it's a slasher team. Interesting. Wano Law on a slasher team. Who would have thunk it? Alright, well, we have so much cooldown with Kuzan. Once Kuzan goes, we pretty much win. S-Snake's got a lot of cooldown too. Same with Usopp and Lilith. Beautiful stuff. If we can kill Zoro and Sanji, we don't have to worry about the haste. And if we can kill Roger, Rayleigh Gavan, then we don't have to worry about their very pesky burst. Or their very pesky super special, I should say. So this should pretty much kill everyone. Yep. And with that, we're pretty much win. Very nice. We could have taken a Luffy burst there. And look, the Luffy burst is still very viable, even without a leader skill. Just because it's like the amount of damage he can do, and then the force out mechanic can be pretty problematic. But again, it does only hit free spirit characters, which is really only a problem for this team. Now I'm looking at it, because we have Garp and Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, who are free spirit. The rest of the team should be able to hold their own. Plus, we can use our burst to kind of slow down the Luffy second burst. And then hopefully the death shots that we have can sort of come in clutch for us too. So Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, I believe they are immune to forced out as well. So Garp is really the only character taking that. And then this is a very wonky strength team. Once the enemy gets very close to their specials, we can use our burst to stop that. Garp is now back, which is great. I just don't want to use my burst now because the 6,000 damage that KIZARU does, it's going to go directly into the enemy charge. So let's get some specials off first. Let's do this. I don't know if this will give him the full charge. It probably will. Alright, perfect. Just short. That's exactly what I needed. Because now it kind of will go. It kind of will give the charge. But now at least we've done just like a perfect amount of damage. Very nice. And that's the perfect part too, is when it kind of goes, we get our burst charge back. So even if this kills a lot of our characters, which definitely did, Garp's going to wrap up whoever's left. Our bench can come in. We can use this. This will basically just stop them from doing anything. And then Luffy, Zoro, Sanji should be able to wrap up the rest. Oh, that's interesting. Kuma hadn't like joined the fight yet. Goodbye. See you later. Beautiful stuff. All right, second fight in the bag. It is helping that we are getting some like non-boosted leaders, but it is a little bit scary because we haven't seen any autofills or change leader strats yet. Well, that was very, very lucky. Shout out to TRA with the change leader strat in the middle there, because I do not want to fight KIZARU. Like, fighting KIZARU is definitely not on my agenda. Looks like that first team's either Sai or Shooter, so I don't really want to risk a mirror match. So let's do this, just to sort of change it up a little bit. Plus, the strength team hasn't had any love this this video, so let's throw them into the fray. Is this a... Oh, okay, so this is just an autofill. Alright, beautiful. So it's autofill teams. This is you love to see it. I showed you guys how to do this yesterday and the day before. Basically, you just choose a character that has no leader skill or no GP burst, and then the game will autofill the three teams. Normally, if you choose like a Siren in character, it'll just build strength, dex, and quick. But then they'll throw your leader in the first spot. It's usually a good indication, actually. I forgot to register that the leader will always be that first character on the first team. So it's not easy to spot that, because like obviously Esper, he's a meta-based character, so I would have thought, hey, this could have been a shooter team and a change leader strat. But now we have strength going up against strength, which is a mirror match that I kind of wanted to avoid. what are the chances we remove that? Yes. What, 1 second cooldown. Beautiful stuff. Dofi's going to hit pretty hard. 6+ Doflamingo is pretty strong, but I believe... I don't know how you get that extra shot. Or what that goes with his passive. So let's skip this. This is basically a wrap now. Even with an S-Bear burst, it's not a problem. And then we can go into the second fight once again with the Sire Admiral Straw Hat team and just clean house. That Sire Admiral Straw Hat team is just the perfect KIZARU team to go in the center slot. And if you were doing anything cheeky, like, people might think it's a Dex team or something like that. Alright, so again, the second fight is Dex. As I mentioned, the game has a tendency to put Strength, Dex, and Quick. But it does use your highest stat characters. So as you can see, like, this Dex team, it's not a meta-based team, but there's still a lot of very good characters on it. Kaido, Lucci, Doflamingo even. 6+ Zoro can even hold his own. Pell is definitely meta. So, yeah, like, the game will still build some pretty strong teams with the autofill, but the synergy is not exactly, like, superb. Alright, so let's do this. So that way when KIZARU goes, we start charging our second burst. Again, KIZARU's burst is just so easy to get. The minus 40% reduction is just absurd. Plus, you get an extra burst. So, like, having 4 to be able to do something like this is just crazy. Is Zoro immune to everything, or did we just miss Zoro? Well, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter. Okay, we literally just stopped him from doing anything. Very nice. Goodbye. Okay, the rest of the team's here, so let's do this. Okay. Sorry, Moria. It's a game, brother. And goodbye. Very, very nice stuff. Now, it is the end of the final day, so I do encourage a lot of people to do exactly what this TRA guy did and utilize the auto strat to everyone's advantage. So make sure when you are finishing your fights, go into your team list, as I showed you guys yesterday and the day before. Go into your setup. Make sure you select either Edit Leader and select a character that doesn't have a leader skill, or click Auto Edit up in the top right hand corner, say yes, and then just select a character that doesn't have a leader skill. I always like to do V2 Shanks. It'll automatically build again that Strength, Dex, and Quick team, and then you're pretty much good to go. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, build a like button, hit the subscribe button, do that good stuff. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys got the 15 wins and what character you used to get it. I feel like a lot of people are using KIZARU because he's just an absolute beast. But like I said, build a like button, hit the subscribe button, do that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.